Deltarune has many fascinating mysteries, but none quite as brilliant as the card theory. The card theory holds that each of Deltarune's characters represents one of the trump cards in the ancient card deck known as Tarot, with each character's personality, traits, and actions fitting the traits of each of these special character cards, alluding to not only the choices the characters we've met will make going forward, but to the types of characters that we're yet to face. I'm embarrassed that I have a channel, that my mission is to show people that educating yourself about a subject is what's actually interesting, because it means that there is a real demand out there to get individuals to believe that learning is valuable. Yet I now find myself surrounded by a community of learners and thinkers, as today's theory was sparked by a comment from one of you. The trump cards of tarot hold a significant influence over and often serve as the archetypical backbone for characters and stories, letting us know not only what characters we will encounter moving forward, but the dark trials that our main character Chris has set before them. Like many decks, tarot contains 4 suits of minor or lesser arcana cards that serve to guide one's everyday choices and challenges, and then the special 21 major arcana cards or greater secrets that reveal knowledge of one's future when drawn. Each card when drawn upright reveals a positive future, while drawn upside down or reversed reveals a much darker fate for the individual. To get to Chris's card, whose card is a very special case and likely shows us what card or character will come next in his journey, we must first start with the mystical cards that we have already seen in the game, which seem pretty fitting. When looking at a character like Spamton, we can see out of the 21 cards that he embodies the Hermit. The Hermit is a card whose upright positive reading means someone of deep thought and introspection who is searching for the truth of things, looking within to break free of the illusion of their everyday life, and they may even take the advice of another who has walked this path and found the answers. The reverse meaning of the Hermit indicates someone of isolation, either self-imposed or forced upon them. Though the Hermit sets forth with noble intentions to search for their inner truth, going inward may lead to madness and the abyss, for the unconsciousness is filled with images and answers that they don't understand, waiting to lure them inside, where the Hermit may find themselves trapped in a world of their own, alone and unreal. Our next major card is the Magician, who is embodied by Rousey. The Magician's positive description is they are the representation of pure willpower, confidence, and faith in one's ability, including others, and they bring out the potential in others as they mold cards like the Fool into someone useful. However, the reverse traits of this card give us a much darker look into the Magician, as the Magician becomes someone who is a master of illusion, and the magic they perform on others is that of deception and trickery for their own selfish gain. They pretend to have others' best interest at heart when the opposite is true. Then comes the trump card of Strength, being embodied by Susie. The card of Strength is one of mental, emotional, and physical inner strength, representing one who can remain strong during times of great struggle. This person is very compassionate towards others and has strong connections and feelings towards others, and may even indicate a romance soon to come. But reverse this card means that they are prone to bouts of intense anger or fear, and can mean that they are experiencing depression for a number of reasons, as well as being a sign of jealousy. Next, looking at Noelle, we come to the card of the Lovers. The Lovers card, when drawn upright, means someone who is in harmony and has love in all things they do, as well as indicates that they are strongly attracted to another, giving them confidence and strength. The card also represents the concept of choice between things that are opposing and mutually exclusive, and the lover must carefully decide what path they wish to take as they figure out what they stand for in life. The reverse reading of the Lovers points to someone who is dealing with inner and outer conflicts. This disharmony in their life makes daily life difficult and puts pressure on their relationships, which may already be broken. This person may be avoiding responsibility for their actions, and indicates that they could have made a horrible decision based off of the need for instant gratification, but blame others and avoid responsibility that they are suffering for. Moving on, we come to Lancer, or the card of the Star. The Star is a unique card as it is preceded by the dreaded Tower card that we may see in Deltarune's 3rd chapter. The Star indicates someone who has recently gone through a terrible life challenge and has managed to go through it without losing hope. The Star represents someone of hope, joy, and happiness. While they suffered, they may not have been aware of their own inner strength, but now they have discovered their own resilience and have come to appreciate all that they have. The reverse meaning of the Star means one that has a feeling that everything has turned against them. Challenges that used to excite them now seem insurmountable, and their lack of faith clouds their judgment. Our next character may seem a bit of of an odd one, being represented by the Chariot card, since it's the heart or the player. The Chariot card is one that's guided by an outside cosmic force, and wears a crown denoting their enlightened view and pure will. It's the Chariot's job to control the forces driving the Chariot and guide them towards a destination marked by the cosmic force that the Chariot represents. The positive meaning of the Chariot is someone who is all about overcoming challenges and being victorious through controlling their surroundings through their sheer determination. The Chariot's use of strength and willpower over others are critical for them to guide everyone over any obstacles that lie on their path. The reverse negative meaning of the Chariot is someone who has become quite aggressive and warped in pursuit of their own goals, lacking proper willpower. They have lost focus, direction, and have let their impulses loose, and they must become aware that they cannot control everything and must take charge of themselves once again. The next card is that of the Empress, best embodied by Queen. The Empress is someone who is surrounded by luxury and abundance, as she brings abundance and blessings upon those she meets. The Empress is depicted sitting on a throne, wearing a crown of stars, signaling her awareness and connection to the mystical realm. The Empress is a motherly and nurturing card that calls you to understand yourself, be kind to, and take care of yourself so you can connect with your inner beauty and bring happiness to your life. The reverse meaning of the Empress indicates someone who has lost their own willpower and strength from placing too much effort and concern in other people's affairs. This person may neglect their own needs, being blinded by smothering someone they care for with their well-intentioned actions, and may even become too controlling. The next card, represented by Chaos King, is that of the Emperor. The Emperor is a stoic ruler who, unlike the Empress, rules with grit, strength, and force. The Emperor is all about control, authority, organization, and fatherliness. He is a figure that gives structure and rules, as they impart knowledge, fostering honor and discipline, as he guides with a firm hand, knowing that his service is to his people. The reverse reading of the Emperor is one who has abused their authoritative powers over others. Their desire to inspire higher principles have caused them to turn to ruthlessness, tyranny, and seeking to dominate. They have otherwise become a weak ruler through lacking the self-control to take reasonable steps towards a goal. One of the most negative cards in tarot is the Devil card, whose qualities are best represented by Jevil. Drawing the Devil card upright means that you have a feeling of entrapment, emptiness, and a lack of fulfillment. The Devil card represents someone who is slave to an addiction or material pleasures, and is unable to control their own impulses. This person is characterized by lust, temptation, and a feeling of being trapped. The reverse meaning of the Devil means that the person has become self-aware of their chains, and tired of running in circles, they are ready to break free. One of the most positive magic cards is the Sun card, which is best embodied by Toriel. The Sun card shows someone who is full of optimism and fulfillment, representing the dawn that comes after the darkest of nights. The Sun card is somebody who embodies life and energy, as well as cherishes life, as they move forth as a symbol of strength and nobility. They give strength and vitality to those around them, as they are also in a position to do so, radiating love and affection. The reverse of this card shows someone who is bored and is having trouble finding the positive aspects in life, as well as possibly being unrealistic about situations. Then comes the Death card, embodied by Asgore, while being the most feared card to draw, as the Death card shows an armored and thus invincible skeleton riding over all classes of humans. The Death card rather signals one of the most positive meanings in the entire deck, depicting that one major phase of one's life has come to an end, such as love. And in going through this major transformation, you must close one door so a new one will open. The Death card reverse represents someone who is actively resisting this change and is unable to let go of the past, limiting their future. Out of all the major arcana cards, Azrael best embodies the Temperance card. The Temperance card, being depicted as a winged angel, is someone who has a clear vision of what they want to achieve and is an indication of higher learning. This person is seen as being in perfect balance and harmony. In moments of great stress, they are able to remain calm, allowing them to make great progress in any area they choose to explore, and they are able to put those around them at ease. However, the reverse meaning of the Temperance card shows that something is out of balance with this individual. This person may lack a long-term vision and purpose in their life, as they go to extremes to get what they want. A reverse Temperance card serves as a warning to not take the wrong path as you move forward. But out of every major card, it's the first and rather odd card that belongs to Chris that gives us a greater picture of the story yet to come. Chris Chris symbolizes a card that represents nearly every main character in every story, being that of the Fool. You see, while Tarot has 21 special cards, each one representing the major characters that appear in every story, the Fool is sort of an extra 22nd card being numbered 0, and in a card game is trumped by any of the other cards, which interestingly in many Tarot decks the Fool also appears on. This is because the major Tarot cards don't just predict the outcomes of a person's future, but rather they tell the story of the Fool, who adventures through each of the cards in order until they reach the final 21st card being the World, symbolizing their growth and the end of their completed journey. The Fool is characterized as someone youthful, joyfully walking into the world, being naive and unaware of the dangers that await them on their upcoming journey. Being numbered 0, the Fool has infinite potential and is a blank slate that is yet to develop or show a lot of personality. Their journey will shape their character, and they are often seen as someone who is willing to take risks and can inspire others. But reverse, the Fool is someone who continues to remain blissfully unaware or ignorant to the dangers they are facing, often being taken advantage of. And it's with the Fool's journey and the few remaining cards, like the Dark Tower, that points to what awaits us in Deltarune's unreleased chapters. You know, researching and detailing the history of playing cards and its mystic ties to gods, what am I doing with my life? Wondering, is this theory even going to work? Well, yeah, it does. And it's Chris's card that brings the whole thing together and lets us know as to the card or character that he will face next, based on hints given to us by Deltarune's creator Toby Fox. The creator of Deltarune has hinted at a tower that the characters will face off against in the upcoming chapter. Coincidentally, the special card named the Tower is yet to appear, and is one of the most foreboding cards that the Fool must fight through. The Tower represents change in the most radical and momentous sense. While this card can strike fear in individuals that draw it, at its heart it means that groundbreaking change is coming, and that the individual must abandon the truths they knew prior to this event. However, the reverse of the Tower means that you can feel a crisis looming towards you, and that you must take whatever steps to break down whatever it is that you've relied on towards this point, as it will no longer be there for you. Save for the Tower, the other remaining cards include the religious cards known as the High Priestess and Hierophant, who indicate following established traditions and that a religious character or a religious setting is looming on the horizon, the Judgment card that serves to judge someone's final fate for their actions, the Hanging Man who signifies self-sacrifice, the Moon card that shows that a choice will be made between someone choosing to walk a path of light or of darkness, and the Wheel of Fortune that signifies a character of immense luck coming into play. So will Chris and the gang face off against a tower, be judged, and possibly encounter a full-on religious world, as Chris is forced to pick a path between light or dark as the Moon card foretells? Well, if none of this was enough to convince you that Tarot's major arcana cards could hint at Deltarune's possible future, then I saved my best piece of evidence for last. Tarot labels their cards from 0 to 21, signifying the path that the Fool takes on their journey, with the beginning cards really being the ones that set up the story. In the typical hero's journey, the Fool or Chris, being numbered 0, initially set out on their journey, and very soon encountered the card numbered 1, which is none other than our wizard Rousey, who, just as the card says, teaches the Fool and draws out their potential as they begin their long journey. If you want to see where Deltarune's future chapters will take place, then check out the chess theory, and subscribe if you love learning cool things.